You will often hear people say that as you age, it is normal for your sex drive to decline. And you know what? There's an element of truth to that. However, lifestyle choices that you make can greatly impact your sex drive and your ability to perform in the bedroom. For example purposes, if you smoke on a regular basis, you are not doing yourself any favors at all. And the reason why is because smoking is terrible for blood circulation. On the other hand, if you exercise on a regular basis, this is going to be good for your blood circulation, meaning stronger and firmer erections. Like I said earlier, you do have control over this. So let's get into the main talking points of the video. So you might actually be wondering, can porn consumption affect sexual performance? And the answer, according to research, is a resounding yes, especially if porn use is heavy. It's being reported that people that actually watch a lot of porn can develop something called porn-induced erectile dysfunction. And what that basically means is that they can get it up, they can hold a firm erection when watching porn, but get a real woman in front of them and they can't even get a boner, even if there's a genuine desire to have sex. If you're somebody who watches porn on a regular basis, I would highly advise that you educate yourself on the dangers of porn because it isn't pretty. So, what I'm going to do for you is put a link in the description to the Your Brain on Porn website. I would highly recommend not just porn users, but anybody and everybody to check out that website. Health is wealth and movement is medicine. And when you exercise in moderation, it will solve a hell of a lot of problems. Not only is exercise good for your mental health, your physical health, your body image, your confidence, but it is also good for your performance between the sheets. With regards to exercise, when it comes to just general fitness, health, and sexual performance, is you want to be a jack of all trades. And what I mean by that is you want to be competent in multiple domains. For example purposes, you can get some strong men that are strong, and I mean strong. They can deadlift silly amounts of weight. But here's the thing, they can't even run up a flight of stairs. So that person, yes, he's strong, but he's not physically fit. He's not competent in multiple domains. So for overall, just general health and fitness, you want to be doing some form of resistance training. You also want to be making sure that you're getting your cardio in. That way your lungs and your heart's getting worked. And you also want to be doing mobility work on a regular basis. Mobility work is basically going to reduce muscle stiffness and allow you to be more flexible. Also worth mentioning with regards to sexual performance are Kegels. You can perform Kegels on a daily basis. Kegels are going to help you in a number of ways. Number one, it's going to help you get stronger erections because when you strengthen the pelvic floor muscles, you are going to be better at directing blood flow to your groin. The second benefit of performing Kegels is that you're simply going to last longer in bed. You're going to have better control over your ejaculations. We all know that carrying excess body fat is problematic with regards to health and fitness. Well, it is also problematic with regards to your performance in the bedroom. To cut a long story short, it has everything to do with hormones. When you are carrying excess body fat, your body is not in an optimal state. In this video, the card that you are seeing on your screen right now, I said something along the lines of a good way to look at your body is to look at it like a car, meaning the fuel that you put into it determines the performance you get out of it. But the thing I failed to mention in that video is that you don't need to take this to the extreme. You don't need to become like a super health nut. The key with any diet, with any successful diet, is sustainability. Can you do this for the rest of your life? If you can, that is a good diet. And this is where the 80-20 rule comes in. So the 80-20 rule is actually a simple guideline to follow. And that guideline is 80% of the time you eat clean, nutrient dense foods. So think along the lines of rice, potatoes, meat, vegetables, fruit, you know the deal. And then the remaining 20% of the time, you eat whatever the hell you want. So if you want to eat ice cream, you eat ice cream. If you want to eat pizza, you eat pizza. And you eat it guilt free. You know yourself. If you've ever gone through chronic stress where you're stressed out for a long period of time, the last thing on your mind is going to be sex. And the reason why is when you are in that state, your body releases a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol in excess will suppress your sex drive. So obviously, it makes sense to manage your stress levels. And what I'm going to do for you is give you 5 ways in which you can do that. So the very first thing you want to do is you want to exercise on a regular basis. At an absolute bare minimum, you need to be walking 10,000 steps. Obviously, I talked about weightlifting and doing cardio before, and that is important. When you do those sort of exercises, you are going to be releasing endorphins, and these are natural chemicals produced by the brain that will, one, alleviate stress, and number two, boost your mood. The second thing you want to do is you want to be around the right people. You want to be around people that genuinely care about you. If you're hanging around with a bunch of deadbeats, get rid of them. The third thing you want to do is you want to spend time in nature at a bare minimum 2 hours a week. Remember earlier I talked about cortisol being released when you are stressed. Well, research has shown that spending time in nature naturally reduces cortisol levels. The fourth thing you want to do is use a sauna on a regular basis. You know yourself, when you go and use a sauna, you chill the hell out, it relaxes you. Also, another added benefit is you're going to meet people and you're going to get talking. So you're hitting two birds with one stone. And finally, the fifth thing you can do, if you can afford it, is get regular massages. I've always found personally that the Thais are the absolute best at it. Every single time I have had a Thai massage, I've always come out feeling like $1 million. Studies have shown that men who consistently sleep less than 5 to 6 hours per night tend to have lower testosterone levels than men who get 7 to 8 hours. And the reason why this is important is because testosterone is linked to your sex drive. So it goes without saying, it is in your best interest to make sleep an absolute priority. And the very first thing you can do is limit your caffeine intake. Obviously, there's caffeine in coffee, but there's also caffeine in energy drinks, soda, chocolate. So you want to be mindful of your intake. A very good rule to follow as well is after 2 p.m., you do not consume anything with caffeine in it. The second thing you want to do is you want to unplug from technology. So, for example purposes, at 8 p.m. every night, you stop looking at your smartphone, you stop looking at your laptop, you turn off the television, you dim the lights out in your home, and you get yourself ready to go to sleep. And the third thing you want to do is expose yourself to natural daylight as soon as you wake up. So, as soon as you get out of bed, go outside for 5 to 10 minutes and this will wake you up. Also, what this will do is it will regulate your internal body clock. So when it comes to nighttime, when it starts getting darker, your brain is going to be ready to shut down. Did you know that studies have suggested that if you smoke on a regular basis, it can make your penis smaller in both length and girth? And the reasoning behind this is because it reduces blood flow and it also damages your tissues. And it's not only cigarettes, vapes are just as problematic. So if you want to be a freak in the sheets, it is in your best interest to eliminate smoking completely. Now let's move on to alcohol, because alcohol is something that if you can control it, if you can drink it in moderation, it is okay. But if you binge drink on a regular basis, it is going to be a problem. What you'll actually find with people that drink a lot, especially beer, is that they tend to have big bellies. They tend to have man boobs. And it's due to the excess calories. It's just loaded with calories. Not to mention, beer is estrogenic. They contain phytoestrogens, which basically lower testosterone levels. And if you remember what I said earlier, testosterone is linked to your sex drive. Let's be honest, if you're in a relationship with somebody and you're at each other's throats day in and day out, it is very unlikely that both of you are going to be in the mood for sex. And I would honestly go as far to say that alongside good sex, communication is really the glue that holds relationships together.